Good morning, it's 9 o'clock, May 13, 2024, and our regular Commissioners Court meeting is now in session. First item on the agenda is roll call by our county clerk, Mary Jane Villalba. Mary Jane, good morning.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Judge Rathmel.
Present.
Commissioner Mendoza.
Present.
Commissioner Morales.
Present.
Commissioner Solis.
Present.
Commissioner Garza.
Present.
We have a quorum, Judge.
Thank you, Mary Jane. Next item is our invocation with Dr. Roger Miller, Commissioners Court Chaplain. Dr. Miller, good to see you. Morning.
Just speak just for a moment before we pray, but yesterday we took some time to honor our mothers and remember the care and the direction which we've received from them. So I want to take just a moment to focus on some very important wisdom that was given to a son by his mother, who was also the queen. And the scriptures call her message an oracle, which was a very heavy word or a burden that she must share with her son so that that king would be able to guide his future. Proverbs chapter 31, the first 9 verses, focuses on that wisdom that's given to the one who will later rule. And the king's mother's message was, in fact, don't use your power to serve others. So this is what the last 2 verses say. It says, speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Ensure justice for those who have been crushed. Yes, speak up for the poor and the helpless, and see that they get justice. So godly wisdom from a godly woman. We would all do well to remember that, I think, in all of our interactions. So if you let me pray with you this morning, if you bow your heads. Our Heavenly Father, who is the source of all wisdom, we're privileged to have the ability to govern ourselves. We thank you for your hand of mercy that frees us from the tyranny and abuse. So, Father, we ask of you today for your involvement in this process of governing. May we never convince ourselves this is accomplished without you. So we seek your strength for our leaders today, that they may keep your wisdom as the guiding principle of their justice. May whatever they need for the situations at hand be abundantly provided as they ask and they believe for it. And in the name of the true King, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 4, communications, commissioners, anything you want to discuss?
As we all know, our water lake levels have been dropping substantially on a daily basis. I believe our main ramp is shot already, so we're gonna move on to the secondary ramp. We'll be doing some improvements down there today and tomorrow. Just be careful when you, for the fishermen that are out there, just be careful when you guys do launch. We're having some trouble down there.
Yes, current, I think lake level is at a little over 254 feet above sea level. Conservation level is 301, so yeah, almost 50 feet, 46 feet below conservation level. And we enjoyed a nice spring. There was an increase in lake levels early parts of the year, but that was all irrigation water that was, of course, let go for their irrigation season in the valley and mainly in Mexico, and mainly Mexican water. Amistad is, I think, 70 feet low. I think both combined systems, we should be, we're not below the 20% capacity. So it's a legitimate, very legitimate concern. We're back close to or even surpassing the 22 summer, which we had a very difficult time with our water systems. So yeah, we need to make sure that hopefully we'll get some rain. Hurricane season's just around the corner, and maybe we'll get a good rain and put some water in the system. But also, of course, we do have a treaty with Mexico regarding releases from their reservoirs on the Mexican side, and they're behind 2 or 3 years on their releases. So that's just a lot of contributing factors to our lake levels, but it's very concerning. Yeah.
Commissioner, do you need any help out there? I don't know if you are maintaining the area that Motor Grader.
I appreciate it.
You need any help, let us know, and we can, I'm pretty sure everybody will participate in it.
So I also wanted to give the court the thanks. Last week, as you all know, we had Mother's Day, so we had all the precincts go to the cemetery and help us out there. So I just want to say thank you for always working together as a team, the way it should be. And I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you.
Also, I would just wanted to mention quickly for children attending the next school year, I know there are immunization requirements for 2024, 2025, when you register your kids, it'd be nice to go and check to see if your child is current with all their immunizations. I know they require certain immunizations for them to pre-register for school. I believe the state immunization is by the DPS office here in town. You can go and make an appointment and make sure your child is current. All right, the phone number for there, I believe, is 765-4851. You can talk to Ms. Lopez, or I believe her name is Ms. Solis.
I don't know, I guess, I wouldn't say bad news, but reality comes in bunches, I guess. I did receive, the preliminary certified appraisals from the appraisal district for our 2024-2025 fiscal year budget. There is a substantial loss in value, almost 200 million less than what we're currently working on our budget. This translates to less money coming in, and given the fact that over the years we've been relying on our fund balance to cover those shortages of tax revenues, we've almost depleted our fund balance, so we can't use that as a backup anymore. So given the fact that we have a almost $200 million loss in value, and we have a current budget that does have a budget deficit attached with it that we are covering with our limited fund balance, I'm gonna be asking all departments to anticipate, and I mean all departments, to anticipate substantial cuts to their budgets. I want them to work on exactly what is necessary for them to operate their budgets. So we're looking anywhere from 15 to 20% cuts across the board to be able to sustain our budgets moving forward. So it's not what we all want to hear, but the reality is here, and I think we reached the point where we keep passing it on to the next year where the final year is here, and we're going to have to deal with that reality.
And another negative impact, Judge, I took a trip last week south, and I think the arm ordinance is going to take us a significant hit as well.
All of that.
Most of the establishments are closed heading south, so we would also rely on that revenue also to balance our budget, which was a significant amount, over $1 million.
Correct.
So I think we're going to take a significant hit there as well, so that's also going to make a big impact
Yes.
to a major revenue stream that we rely on, so that's another thing to take into account as well.
Also, we can also advise the leads of every department, if you desperately need something, and if it can wait, if you don't have the monies in your budget, let's go ahead and wait for next year. So we won't pull out the monies from the fund balance. I know I think we're already under in the, how much under are we?
The majority, well, especially at non-department.
Yeah, the
catch-all.
non-department.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
about-
on that, yes.
We're about.
Like over 100,000.
Over 100,000, so if we don't have to touch it anymore, let's not touch it anymore. We gotta be very conservative, moving forward. That's
And I think we have to also change the way we think, because I think a lot of departments operate with the fact that, well, we have X amount left, we need to spend it before the end of the year, because if not, we're gonna lose it for next year. And sometimes, I'm not blaming anybody in particular, I'm just saying overall, we tend to maybe buy things that we don't necessarily need. And I think we need to be a little bit more conservative on that aspect, because we're already anticipating a difficult year next year, so we need to be as conservative as possible.
Right.
If we all do our part, we should be okay. Let's just, all put our part and we'll be okay.
And try to avoid, what the last thing we wanna do, which is have to eliminate employees, that's what we're trying to avoid.
Okay. Any communication?
Can I have
Yes.
a gentleman that wants to introduce himself?
Oh, sure.
Mr. Davila?
Yes, sir.
Here.
Yes, just come to the podium, sir, and introduce with your name for the record.
Yes, sir. My name is Christopher Davila. Some of y'all may know me, but I just came today just to kind of introduce myself. I graduated from Zapata High School, and after graduating from Zapata High School, I went to Texas A&M International University,
Okay, good.
where I did 2 years of engineering, and then I transferred out to Texas A&M University in College Station. where I was in the School of Architecture. I'm really sorry. I try to rehearse this as much
That's
as I
okay,
can.
no problem.
So a lot of what we did in the School of Architecture, we went to these small towns, small cities, where we kind of, what we call is downtown revitalization. So we kind of tried funding that came in from the states and stuff. We kind of did like city planning work where we either help bring value to the city or to the small towns that are coming in. Once graduating from there, I moved to Florida for 2 years, and I worked for a civil engineering firm where we did a lot of like multifamily, single family homes, where we did a lot of planning for like 100 to 1,000 plus homes. And it was a lot of like high-end luxury homes. If you ever want to Google it, Sky Ranch, S-K-Y-E, is S-K-Y-E Ranch in Sarasota, Florida. It's kind of what we're most famous for. After that, I moved to San Antonio, where we did a lot of commercial, a lot of HEBs, Microsoft data centers, different things like that. So I guess what I came to tell you guys today is that I moved back to Zapata, trying to help like the community, and I have created a company called See Different. We do a lot of event planning, management. However, when I was growing up, to help me pay for college, I kind of did fundraisers, kind of like flag football tournaments and plate sales, different things like that to help me pay for college. And I want to continue doing that, and that's kind of where I came to this business. However, with all my design background, I'm really came to ask y'all if I could provide any of these services to y'all, kind of to the level of city planning and different things like that, and try to help the city, the town that helped me so much grow.
Appreciate that, Chris, and welcome back home, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
So it seems most of us find our way back home after experiencing, other cities, other lifestyles. But I'm glad to see you coming home. And yes, we're always in need of professional work as the county develops, some of our infrastructure. We've got several grants and earmarks that the congressman has applied for and the court has approved several projects that certainly may be of interest to you. And yes, we'd certainly love to talk to you and see how you can help us and both help each other.
Are you the one in charge of the Juanito Strong tournament, softball tournament? And stuff?
No. I just, I probably know who was in charge, and if it wasn't one of my family members, it's definitely,
Because I remember seeing a Davila there. I said, I think it's...
Yeah, no, like I said, those are all, and if it's about baseball, for sure, it's probably,
Yes.
it's probably a Davila.
Okay.
But, yes, sir, let me know if y'all ever need anything
Yes,
else.
leave your cards, Chris, if you have our numbers where we can contact you and thank you for coming back home and wanting to improve our community.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We'll move on to public comment. This section provides the public the opportunity to address the Commissioners Court on any items on the agenda. Remember, Ms. Becky, yes? Good morning, Ms. Becky.
Good morning,
Good morning.
everyone.
Good morning, Becky.
I have very good news. I have, for the summer reading program, I have more than 120 applicants.
Okay.
for this, so I decided to open AM and PM. The morning is from 9 to 12, afternoon is from 2 to 5. And I'm asking the public or community to help out in doing snacks, or if y'all would like to give a presentation to our children to see what you're doing what you would do as you work.
Okay.
So I want to thank everybody for helping me last year. We had a great turnout. The community came together and they helped the kids. The kids had a lot of fun, great snacks, food, and everything. And I really appreciate everyone that was involved.
I know that last year my son attended,
Yes.
and they had a really good time. They really enjoyed it. It also gives kids something to do during the summer than
Keeps
just
them out
at
of
home
trouble.
watching TV, playing video games, right? So
Yes.
it's a great way to keep them entertained and stimulated. So you guys are doing a great job there at the
Thank you, sir.
library.
Thank
This
you.
is June the 3rd, right?
June 3rd to the 27th, Monday through Thursday. And I might think of opening July too because it's so high demand.
If you need any volunteers, maybe Commissioner Latza will volunteer there.
No, we'll go.
Be a teacher there.
It's fine.
If time bears.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Becky.
Move on to item number 6, is approval of invoices, and in our package, we have invoices from April the 19th, 2024 through May the 9th, 2024 for a total of $729,653.45.
Motion to approve as presented, Judge.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza to approve as presented, second by Commissioner Solis. Any discussion? I was going through there, some of those were, I think a large portion of, will be OLS funds, I
Yeah.
think. So, hopefully, the majority of it won't come out from,
Budget.
directly from our, general budget.
Are those reimbursements coming in on timely manner,
Yes.
Judge? Okay.
These, actually, these reimbursements had come in, a few months ago.
Okay.
And we're, processing the payments then, now, so, these money should be in there. But I got a motion and a second, all those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Moving on to, item number 7 is approval of treasury report. And Mr. Salinas has, provided us with his monthly treasury report. Page 1 is our, fiduciary investment pools. These are our CDs at, local banks and, I guess tax pool also. So we had a beginning balance of $8,644,394.84. Interest of, it shows $29,576.01 for the month. And for the year, we have, interest earned for the year of $226,386.57. So, moving on to page 2 is our demand accounts, which includes our operating account, our general fund, road and bridge, waterworks. We had a, beginning balance of $3,949,580.81. We had revenue deposits of $2,794,144.50. Expenses of $3,451,041.02 for an ending balance of $3,292,684.69 for the month. So yes, we
Keep
down. Then continue with our demand accounts, which includes our forfeiture accounts, then of course the tax assessor collector's account, a highway fund, just a variety of accounts. We had beginning balance of $1,973,370.77. Revenues and deposits of $3,758,335.58. Expenses of $3,890,725.68 for an ending balance of $1,840,980.67. Moving on to page 4 is our electricity usage for the month of April. We had a bill of $56,373.48. Our water bill for the month was $9,862.49.
That electricity bill is significantly lower, is that accurate, or?
You know, whatever comes in is what we pay, so that's what's been coming in, so.
It's been going up, Commissioners, so we're gonna have to probably budget close to $1 million this year. And I think we budgeted 800 and some thousand this year, so utility rates are going up.
So those, I guess those previous figures, Mr. Gonzalez, are 2 months?
Yeah, the 127.
Yeah, because the
Well, I mean,
prior
the
month was
91, 85, 85.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a $20-some thousand
Right.
difference, decrease, that's what I'm just.
Because in February it wasn't accurate, so.
you know, we'll see where we finish out. I guess this, we've got-
It's just the timing of when the bill comes in kind of throws us off on the report, but at the end of the day, they all balance out.
Okay.
I'll look into it and talk to y'all about
I
it.
was just hoping that we were
Yeah.
actually seeing the savings.
Yeah.
but,
No.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna use the entire amount that we budgeted.
Yes.
We,
Especially with the summer months coming up.
I think, yeah, tech school, they certainly, the average kind of, ends up where we budgeted, so. But, you know, rates across the board, I think all of us have seen it at our homes,
Yeah.
they keep going up.
They've gone up a little bit.
Item, page 5, royalty distribution, royalty income from the gas wells around the town site, mainly, for the month of April, received $3,097.88. And we're moving on to page 6, which are rents from our buildings across the county. The San Ignacio Civic Center brought in $150 for the month of April. And then the Pavilion brought in $850 for the month of April. Zapata Community Center brought in $4,200 for the month of April. And those were the three. We'll continue with our monthly revenues from the different departments. Our county clerk for the month of April brought in $6,719.85. And then the district clerk fund 10 brought in $3,458. For fund 15, $916. And there were no new permitting for the arm ordinance for the month of April. And our sales tax for the month of April was $164,499.04. I think, we're 6 months in. Is that 6? 1, 2, 3.
7.
7 months. We may be on track to receive the funds that we budgeted. We had actually budgeted $2.1 million, and so that's 64%.
Yeah, we should be at about 58%, so we're a little bit over.
Yeah.
You can see where
We're on pace.
where that army base or the.
Well, that's
where
when they
left,
reduced the amount of spending in town. Yeah.
You can see that.
Yeah. Moving on to the other departments, on the landfill for the month of April, $40,175, which is, I think, 2 months worth of payments from the
Yes, they caught
garbage
up.
provider, yes. The jail for the month of April brought in $468,707.91, which is also 2 months worth of billing. Jail telephone, nothing came in. Jail bond fees, $240. And jail office fees, $580. EMS for the month of April brought in $69,944.86. And EMS actually for the year, if the revenue stream has been very good, Danny. I think that'll help your budget request if we can continue doing that, yeah. Page 9, the 4 precincts, JP, precinct 1 brought in for the month of April $9,676.35. JP precinct 2 brought in $15,249.81. JP precinct 3 brought in $1,153. And JP precinct 4 brought in $3,258.37.
Motion to approve is presented.
Motion with the approved report as presented by Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Garza. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. We'll move on to item 8. Is this checks issued. We have checks from 4/19/2024 through May the 9th, 2024, for a total of $729,653.45.
Motion to approve is presented.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner, to approve by Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. We've got item number 9 is tax assessor collector departmental report. Morning, Ms. Mendoza.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners, members of the court. Let me go ahead and pass on the reports.
Before we go on to the next section, we have a $516 difference between the invoices and the checks.
And the checks.
516.70.
Thank you.
I have $729,653.45 for both of them.
On this one that I have 729,136.75 on the last page.
On the,
Yeah, it's
I saw it, I already found it.
okay,
Double sided.
okay.
yeah.
Thank you, Doctor. So
Yeah, 'cause-
it's a device, so I
Yeah, I just
appreciate
wanted to make sure
that.
that we were through.
Balance. Yeah, that 51670 is in the back page.
Thank you.
Morning, Ms. Mendoza.
Good morning again. Okay, collections for the month of April. In the general fund, we had a total of $136,205.09. Interest and sinking, we, collected $56,457.16. Farm to market, 43.23. Special road and bridge, $16,995.61. Paid out attorney fees. I'm sorry, we collected $11,425.36 for the delinquent attorney fees, for a total of $221,126.45. Fees and other collections, we had alcoholic beverage, $1,020. Tax certificates, $8. Hotel motel tax, $9,856.60. Copies and faxes, $115.25. Interest earnings, $23.61. Tax sales, that was for the registration on the tax sale that we had, $20. Total collections, $232,169.91. Check issued to the treasurer was $220,746.83. We have a collection rate of 84.54, compared to last year was 86.58. We're down 2.2%.
Significantly falling further behind.
Yes.
And I think as you had mentioned, last time, Ms. Mendoza, has to do a lot with the, assistance program that we no longer have in effect.
Exactly. Now we're just relying on people to come in and pay their, and this is, of course, this is the current balance, the current collection, so we are getting money in, as you can see. Normally, the numbers drop, at about this time, anywhere between April and all through August. The numbers drop, but we are collecting on the delinquent, so, that's where that money's coming in. Okay. For the hotel motel tax, okay, we have a year-to-date balance of $76,755.14. And I believe that's the end of my report.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you very much.
We'll move on to the action items, Commissioners. We'll deliberate and consider action on, we'll move to, Karen, she.
Item 24.
24, okay, to request 2,000 for the fireworks display on Monday, July the 4th, 2022.
Motion to approve.
So, Commissioners, y'all split 500 each. For the non-department, we usually would get it, we don't.
We don't have it in.
I'm willing to do the 500, please.
If I have it, I'll
Okay, 500, okay, so we'll,
Can we do this from a hotel motel?
well, it's not an event to attract outside visitors. It's a reach.
Okay.
We can cover it.
Yeah, no, we'll be
Okay.
fine.
Covered.
We'll be
Okay.
fine, we'll take care of it.
Okay.
Unless you want me to promote it outside. You don't
Well, we'll have to
advertise
advertise it,
outside.
yeah.
Well, maybe for next
No,
year.
no, we're okay.
Yeah, I think this will be less complicated. We'll
Okay.
cover it.
Just
Okay.
clean it out there.
All right.
Yeah, so I'll make a motion just to approve, for $500 for each commissioner.
I'll second that
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I thank you very much.
Thank you, Karen.
Item number 10 is to approve a professional services agreement between Zapata County and iDocket to provide the district clerk a license to utilize the Quartz cloud judicial case management software. So this is a renewal, Commissioners, and this is for iDocket. These are payable through Operation Lone Star, so the amount that we're looking at is, I think, 24,000 for 19 for the district clerk, and I think a little over 4,000 for the district judge. But we did budget from OLS to pay for these.
Motion to approve, Judge, as presented.
Just want to make sure what the amount is.
19.5 for the
19.5.
license, training and implementation.
Okay, so it's like 24.5 for total?
Yeah, let me add it up real quick.
just wanna make sure what we approve. I did read it, it did say 24. Here it is, so the cost is, 19.5, for the annual license and production fees.
Not to exceed the 10% from previous.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's 7,500 for the users, and then the e-filing
1,200.
integration, 12,000.
Yeah,
So,
Total 19.5.
19.5.
that's my motion, Mary, $19,500 to be paid out of the OLS grant.
And, you know, it's, so the district clerk and the district judge use the iDocket software. The county clerk, the county attorney, and then county court, we're using another,
We were using iDocket for a long time, but there's certain things that.
initially, we were all using iDocket.
Yeah.
But I guess the renewal cost with iDocket, when they first provided the estimate to us, was substantially more than what we had been used to paying, over $100,000 and some thousand. The county attorney had already had the program for LGS, so we're kind of got separate systems, which is, I don't think it's ideal, because they're not compatible, I guess.
Well,
It's difficult to.
Yes, but we're now with a county attorney, and since we work with them, you know,
Yeah.
being able to have the same, you know, your office, my office.
Correct,
and,
but
you know,
I'm saying to
yeah.
communicate between all departments.
Yeah.
It makes it a little complicated.
Yeah.
A little bit more complicated because they're not the same software, and I think they're so. I think in the end, I would like for all the departments to use the same software, and hopefully we can get to that. But for now, we've got two different software. We're still saving some money from the initial amount, and OLS is able to cover this, so we'll move forward with it. So we got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Solis.
Item number 11 is to renew and sign the interlocal cooperation contract failure to appear program. So this is a renewal that is our partnership with DPS that JPs have, and basically advises them of any outstanding violations that anyone may have that comes to JP court. I didn't see a cost associated with it. I didn't speak to Judge Munoz, but it's just a renewal.
Motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Morales, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 12 is to approve participation and resolution in the TIPS purchasing cooperative offered by Region 8 Education Service Center.
Good morning, Judge.
Morning, Gonzalez.
In talking with the sheriff's department under Stone Garden, they had 3 vehicles to purchase. It's been hard for them to find the vehicles. They found with the Reliable Chevy, where they're already all
Set up with the
set up with the equipment.
Okay.
So in doing research, we found Tip Sport, which is a co-op, a buying co-op,
Okay.
Reliable's under them, so I brought it to y'all, see what
So
y'all.
we'll have, I guess, more options to.
Right, correct, more options. And it's actually
vendors.
through the Region 8 Education Service, but in the first part of the first paragraph of the agreement, it also is extended to any city or county government agencies in Texas.
And is there a fee to?
No, there's no fee.
Motion to approve is presented.
Are y'all part of it, Mr. Morales? That's cool.
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Morales. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
It gives us more options to show us how there's more vendors, so.
Yes.
To continue the letter, item number 13 is to continue the letter of credit to establish standby trust fund for the financial assurance for the closure and post-closure of the San Ignacio landfill number 783 in the amount of $674,059, and the closed Zapata landfill number 1528 in the amount of $339,382 as requested by TCEQ. So we're still not out of this?
Yeah, and this is probably like the 3rd year I've been coming with y'all with this.
So this is basically to continue tying up those monies.
I think, but I'm talking to Martin and the engineers, Martin Science, it seems like by December, we're already in the last phase. It just seems like we're always in the last phase, but it seems like by December.
So what is it that's been holding us up? Why hasn't this been closed
It's just a
out?
process of getting it all leveled out, where TCQ comes and checks, and then they have to post the advertisements for it, or the information in newspapers. So we're almost there.
And this is for the landfill just north of town?
Yes, no, just north of town.
Daniel, that's been closed for many years, but.
It was just never done, and Judge, we were talking about it a few years ago, and we said, well, let's get it done, let's get it.
Yeah, there's some requirements to finally.
We will have to. Last year, I didn't do this, because we still had, talking to David at the bank, we still had a letter of credit. I was thinking it was gonna happen last year, and I was trying to free up the money, because I didn't wanna put more money into it.
Right.
This year, we're gonna have to probably put, just because of the way inflation is going up, pull out maybe $100,000 from a CD to add to this CD.
And we don't have any, I guess, official correspondence or anything official from them that gives us a more official timeline on when this will be closed
No,
out?
it's just an ongoing process. You can't, the state's gonna work at its pace.
But it's nothing that we're doing on our end?
No,
that we're lacking?
Mr.
Okay.
Martin's been on top of it with the engineers on getting this done, hats off to him and dealing with all
I
this.
know
and
we
getting it
added,
done.
some more fill dirt on top.
Yes.
Some cover, I guess, maybe a foot or two, I think, last time. but-
It's only something, it's just the red tape of,
It's because it's a significant amount of money, and then considering the budget restraints we're facing
So
for
I know,
next
I know,
year,
yeah.
it'd be nice if we could free these monies
I
up.
think we'll be able to hopefully free it up by December, the $300 and some thousand
Of the
of the
North landfill.
Judge, I'll make a motion that we continue the letter of credit to establish the trust fund.
Motion by Commissioner Lopez, second by Commissioner Solis. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morales.
Item number 14, to request to set violation fee at $100 per offense for violations to the Zapata County Water Conservation and Drought Contingency Plan restrictions as per section 4G Zapata County Water Systems Ordinance. What you got, Ralph?
Board Commissioners.
More bad news.
So, folks are having trouble paying their water bills, you wanna tack on $100 fee, to them?
Well, it's just because the water levels are so low, they're at 255, and I know just like you had mentioned, they've dropped considerably.
Yes.
And we are expecting, everything points to a drought this coming year. So our water levels are really low. We are in stage 3 right now in water conservation.
Who makes this determination, Ralph, or how is this determined on who gets charged this fee and who doesn't?
This is gonna be, I guess, the first time that, we're gonna try this. It's just gonna be when a resident gets caught not following the conservation as far as, what we're supposed to do.
Okay.
And then,
Mainly, it's
tough.
gonna mainly be irrigation.
Yes, mainly be irrigation, because we're not gonna be able to go to somebody's backyard, see if they're filling their pool not on the day that they're supposed to, or if we catch them, washing vehicles and it's not the day that they're supposed to be washing, or they're washing during the afternoon. Because with the restrictions, everything has to be done after 8 p.m., between 8 p.m. basically till 8 a.m. When it's already getting cooler, is when we could water, when we could wash vehicles. And then if the resident falls on that day, you could fill your pool, jacuzzis, and so forth on that day. Of course, we can't go into the backyard to see that, but only if we do catch somebody. It's just like a deterrent to try to keep people to conserve water and not be wasteful, because
Is water usage on the increase? I know our revenues are down.
Our income's been really good this year. We've been making pretty good, as far as, every month we've been making more. So I can't give you the numbers right now, but I know we're in.
It's good? Okay.
It is good.
Because I know last year we had to adjust your budget because water revenues were substantially down.
Yeah, this year it's much better. We're like in green. We are working on a rate study. We're supposed to turn in some information to them. They're gonna start working with us within a couple of weeks. I don't know how long it takes. I'm gonna say maybe about 4 to 6 weeks, because it's kind of a long process. We are gonna be looking at a rate study, and all signs show that our rates are gonna go up. They are, just because everything as far as materials, the chemicals that we use every day to treat the water, the chemicals that we use in the sewer plant also, everything has gone up tremendously. The price of metal, the price of plastics, so.
How are our pumping systems working at the river?
Our pumping system, we have one right now that is being torn apart and fixed because it had a lot of sediment that had kind of eaten through it.
Okay.
So we have one fully functional right now. We have the other one just broken down. They're fixed there right now. The estimate is about, maybe they're saying about 2 or 3 weeks that they'll get it fixed. And we have our backup diesel pump right now. So the guys scrambled, it's over there. They're getting.
I think we should set up that diesel pump already
Yeah, yes, sir. I believe they moved it there Friday. I was out of town, but I know that they were scrambling to get everything. We have some hoses that are coming in from Corpus where to pick up.
Okay.
Just because we need some more length to go to the lake, because the lake level is pretty low. Concerning, so.
Is this
Are
gonna
you
affect
gonna
any?
advise I mean, so
This.
nothing's gone out, nothing's gone out to the public to say.
No, this has been posted in the newspaper, English and Spanish. I got with Miss Roxy, and it's on the website. And as customers come in to pay their bills, we have we'll have the.
But you haven't done a mail out?
No, sir, we haven't done that.
I think we need to, do a mail out, make sure that not every customer reads the newspaper or listens to the web, but they look at their bills.
Yeah, sir. I guess something cheaper would be send out postcards with this information where they can go online.
Maybe we can delay the actual date when this goes into effect. That way it gives us enough time to advise all the residents of the enforcement of this.
We can, I mean, we should be in it already because we're under 260 feet, but we could give them that time. And like I said,
I would say at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, so,
Have we ever fined anyone?
not that I know.
Well,
No, this is just kind of
Deterrent type of thing.
deterrent kind of.
Well, most people, if you go right around our community, most people are pretty cautious about, conscious about how their water usage.
Yeah, because how is this gonna affect the businesses that have, like, let's
Is the
say,
county included in this? Are we gonna stop watering?
car washes?
The county, also, the county parks and everything, depending on the address of the location, they're allowed to irrigate on certain days. And of course, from 8 PM to 8 AM, just because.
Is that gonna affect our water pressure though? Because everybody's gonna be watering at the same time?
No, this is gonna be in the evening when everybody's typically, calling it at night.
I know at least in Precinct 1, our parks that have those sprinkler systems, they, if I'm not mistaken, they should be watering around 3 or 4 in the morning.
And this is just concerning because we're at 255 as of this morning, and
Yeah.
the lowest that, I've been here 4.5 years, the lowest that we saw when we were scrambling was 252.5.
Yeah, we're there.
And
I was there, of course, our rock levee that we built in 2022 is certainly exposed now. But I can tell that there's no depth, whatever we dug out has filled up the sediment once again. So I think, Manuel, our engineer, consultant, will advise us on how we can move forward, whether we need to hire a contractor or how soon we can get that equipment in to be able to. Also, yeah, we're there. I think we need to really notify the customers before we start finding people. I don't think we've ever fined anyone. And I know I get the calls on a monthly basis about
Outrageous
people
water
are
bills.
struggling to pay their water bills.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And then we tap a $100 fine on them.
Like I said, just be kind of hard to, I don't know, because we would need somebody with, like I said, enforcement.
That would be something else that you have to set up.
It would have to be again, probably the sheriff's office or somebody.
To be dragging around the scene.
Well, I just want to bring awareness that we are in the stage 3, and we are asking the public to try to conserve as much water and just be wary of our circumstances, and just because we are.
I would check on the resolution. I would change the language. Violation of these water restrictions may instead of will.
Result.
May result in fines or other penalties.
Would the court want me to come back in 2 weeks and we could do the
See where we're at, see how much
let's
water
go
we're able
ahead
to
and
pump.
table it.
Because it is posting in the paper right now, so.
Okay.
And it is online now, so. And as
We're
residents-
still able to pump at our current levels?
Yes, sir, yes, we are.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as the rivers, the water's running, because now we're basically at the river's edge. It's not a lake anymore, so as long as it's flowing, I think if we are able to pump it out, I mean, it's upsetting that, you know, the residents of Zapata always seem to have to pay the price for, the use of water from everybody else downriver. And we always seems to be, paying the price. And, if we're able to pump water at the current levels, I think we should just, you know, conserve, but I won't tap on any fines for a while.
Motion to table, Judge, on this one.
Motion to table.
I'll second the motion.
Motion tabled by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis.
Let's keep an eye on
All
it.
those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion tabled.
Thank you, Mr. Rao.
Thank you.
Item number 15 is to request $25,000 from the Tobacco Fund, 67-800-43800 to medical supplies, 10-543-42611.
Do we have monies in this account, Mr. Radea?
Yes, Commissioner, I spoke to Mr. Gonzalez before, I put this item on the agenda.
And we got another 10 for, no, item 16, also for maintenance. So it'll be 35,000.
I'll make a motion, Judge, to approve 15 and 16 as presented.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Mendoza to approve item 15 and 16 for a total, request of $35,000 from the tobacco fund.
I'll second the
Seconded by
motion.
Commissioner Solis. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Rivera.
Judge. Thank you, Commissioners.
Item number 17 is to approve the project completion report for CDBG 21-0307 Cardinal and Crane Street improvement. Mr. Gonzalez, I don't know, Mr. Escher, you worked on this and I guess reviewed the final products, where the streets look really nice.
Yes, sir. Judge and Commissioners, good morning.
Morning, Mr.
On-
Gonzalez.
On this project, I did meet with Mr. Escher. We did look at the facilities that were built on Cardinal and Crane. The pavement and all the improvements were completed. The reports, Mr. Escher got everything done and submitted. From my understanding and conversation I had with him last week, that they've authorized for the county to get reimbursed on those funds.
I believe they've already come in. I'm not.
Okay. He told me they should have, but last time he had checked, they hadn't.
Okay.
So
Mr.
they
Gonzalez,
should have.
Did we get the monies in already for Crane and Cardinal?
For Crane Cardinal, Mr. Esser, let me go find out.
It's 300, almost 350,000.
Yeah, it's about 350,000.
I wanna say that one did come in, I remember seeing that one, but let me make sure, let me double check. I
But
remember
yeah,
Paul
it-
Esser, we
so,
signed
I
information.
think we
for
can
that.
approve,
Yeah, it was just he had told me just to, so that we could, approve the completion report that he had
Completion
submitted, formally, and then also approve his invoice that he had on the next item as well. And those were the only two.
Motion to approve item 17 as presented, Judge. We'll go ahead and
motion
approve
by
that
Commissioner
report.
Mendoza,
Second the
to approve completion report, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
18 is to approve final invoice for Escher and Company Consulting on Cardinal and Craig Street improvements, and that is also included, Commissioner, I think it's $3,500, isn't that right?
Motion to approve as presented.
Because MUFON and all, we have paid the contract already, right?
Yes, sir.
We paid everybody on the contract. I think Mr. Escher was just pending the
Yes,
3,500.
it was, the total for this invoice is $3,500 for Mr. Escher.
I'll second the motion of 3,500.
Motion by Commissioner Solis.
Mendoza Solis.
By Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis, and the final invoice will be $3,500 to Mr. Yes. Well, invoice payment is $3,500. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 19 is to review status and update on CFC 21-0191 Northwest Colonia Booster Station and Drainage Channel Improvement Project.
Judge and Commissioners, on this particular project, we had the pre-construction meeting last month, and then we authorized the contractor to commence with the work. He's already cleared out the site. He's already installed the connection line. He's installed 3 valves. He's also installed, I brought an estimate.
Pass it down.
So the items that he's completed, Judge Commissioners, is the furnish all labor, materials and equipment to do the,
Need a magnifying glass.
I know, that's why I had to put my glasses on. It is really small. So it's to install the valves, and they installed the 3 valves that were to make the connections. They've installed 2 T's. They've also installed the segment of line, and they've cleared out the site. Those are the 4 items that have been completed, which is 6, 7, 8, and 14. And those are the items that he's billing at this time. It is for $60,000, less a 5% retainage, which would be a $57,000 total invoice due at this time. And then we would submit that to GrantWorks for review. They would then submit it for reimbursement. Once they would get the reimbursement, then we would issue out.
Yes, Commissioners, we did, during the pre-construction meeting, advise them of our financial condition, and certainly, in the past, we were able to pre-fund these projects, but now we will have to be working backwards, I guess, sort of, so we'll be receiving the reimbursements, and then the county will be paying that. And the contractor agreed for this, so we won't be paying this out of land. Motion by Commissioner Morales to approve the invoice payment amount of $67,000.
57.
57, I'm sorry.
Sorry about that, the text is small.
$57,000 to, this is Frank's Construction.
Frank's Construction, that's correct.
Construction, seconded by Commissioner Solis. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. So as far as the submission of these,
We will get with Roxy so that we
Okay,
can send
all
it
right.
to her, and then she then reviews it. If she has any comments, we'll address those comments. Then she sends that to TDA. TDA will then
All right, so
review and then approve and then send funds. Once they send the funds, then we'll be able to.
okay, so we'll work together with our office on that.
And
Okay.
on that same item, Judge, we did have the drainage improvements. We did have a meeting with yourself and the GrantWorks administration. On that particular project, well, we're not gonna acquire any properties. We're requesting to reduce the cost of that project from $218,500, and we're gonna reduce it by $130,000 to add to the booster station project. That said, the easements that TxDOT had on both sides of the highway, we're gonna utilize those, plus the right-of-way that the county currently owns, we're gonna utilize that as well. So we're only removing a small section within the channel. The channel's still there, but we're not gonna do any improvements other than, the channel is clean and open, it flows freely, so that we can utilize the available funds to complete the project. It is less than 10% of the project that we're removing, and I think GrantWorks is gonna be submitting a request for revision on that.
Yes, I think that's overall good for the county. We'll do both projects, but we won't have to add any additional funds from our general fund. So we'll be using all grant funds for the booster station, which we were a little short on, and we'll move, and the drainage, which the county crews had done substantial work on it during that that flooding emergency. So we've done a lot of the work already, so.
That will save us significant funds, and the project is from Mier Street, going south, all the way to Bandera Street. So then for those blocks, that's where we're gonna do the channel improvement. We're gonna clear out the channel. The county, like I mentioned, owns right-of-way from Flores Street south to Bandera. And the only section that TxDOT has an easement for drainage purposes, right on the highway going south and a little piece on the north. So those sections that TxDOT owns, we're gonna concrete those pieces within the TxDOT easements. And then the remainder, we're gonna leave as is, then we're gonna start from Flores going down to Bandera. We're gonna improve that, put concrete on that, and then from Highway 16 going north to Mier Street, we're gonna put in a pilot channel as well.
So, but there is some ponding.
We are gonna improve that low water crossing.
Right, the low water
So that the ponding then can be minimized or maybe even reduced completely, because we're proposing to put in some pipes at the grade that the water's coming at, so that the concrete that's there on Florida Street does not block that drainage. So we'll
Yeah.
see some ponding. It's drying out, but it's like
Slowly.
4 months, so
There's a
we'll,
good bottom there.
And then there was a leak also right there.
there was a leak. Oh, okay, well, then
There was a leak. That's why it never.
that's why it never dried down. Okay.
Well, we're gonna fix the grade, so it'll flow.
It will just have a real slight grade from the culvert at the TxDOT right of way down to Florida Street. Currently, the low water crossing on Florida Street is just slightly higher than the culvert, so we'll remove that section, put some pipes, and then recover that section with the same. funds.
Okay.
Okay, so those are the changes that we're proposing on that one. We'll send those revised plans and estimates.
We should probably vote on them to approve the change?
Yes.
Okay.
Call motion.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Garza, seconded by Commissioner Solis to update the drainage channel improvement.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Item number 20 is to review status on the boat ramp alignment change.
On the boat ramp, Judge, Commissioners, we did go and do now that the water level has dropped some more, we sent the crew out again and did some additional survey. Where we had the ramp going initially straight in, there is a big drop off when it's going, if we take it just straight in, there's maybe about a 15-foot drop off, but we would have to either cut, and it's a lot of sandstone, we would have to cut that sandstone down to grade so that we can come in at the river's elevation, and that's maybe about 15-foot cut, or we can realign the end point of it and take it sideways so that we can enter the river on a more gradual slope. And I thought maybe altering the alignment at the end would probably be.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Okay. So then that's a request, just to change the alignment there at the end of the.
Okay with that? Motion by Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Morales. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Do you know how
carries.
far along we are from the construction phase?
We're submitting plans by the end of this month so that we can then request the funds for the construction funds. Right now, you just had engineering and administration, yes, planning phase. So we should have everything in before August. August of this month.
Item number 21 is to review status on the raw water intake review plans and authorize to bid with USDA approval. I know we've been on the conversation for a while now on see how we can.
We completed the set of plans, Judge, on that, and we're submitting that to USDA for review and approval. On those, what we're proposing to put in there is that concrete berm that we have on there. We're gonna, right now it's just rubble or like fill material.
Right.
We're gonna concrete that. We're gonna put in a drill shaft at the east end of that ramp, and then we're gonna cantilever back into the river, right, over the constructed rubble that we have, and then we'll put some beams on the sides so that holds. If we ever have to put a backhoe or track hole in there to dredge out the southern part of the river or of that slab.
Right.
That's where sometimes we do get some sediment, even though the river's flowing north to south.
Yeah.
It eddies there and it'll.
I think if the emergency comes where we can't use our main pump, we can dredge that within a day, and once you start pumping water, I think we could keep the.
Last time we dredged it out about 15 feet in depth, which is way more than what we need, but that way our pump is just floating without having to be on the bottom,
Yeah.
and it's flowing cleaner water. We did also put some rubble on the bottom of that so that we could keep the sediment from lifting from the bottom.
Would it, of course, we're back to 2022. And we did expend some money on our contractor to dig that out. I think we're at the point, we don't have the equipment to ourselves to dredge it out, because we may need the water from one day to the next. I just want to be ready to set even that diesel pump that we have for now.
That diesel pump, listening to Mr. Trevino on them making that connection, if they have the materials for that connection, we do have an item on there for that connection going from the top down to the bottom to where that diesel pump is gonna be laid out.
Okay.
And if we do have that, what we did is on the plans, we have that line going down, and we put in a connection at every 20 foot
Okay.
in elevation difference. Usually a pump that's drawing water can pump from about 15 to 20 feet max. So then if we have it, we can, it's a mobile pump, we can move it just south of the connection and then move a little bit further north before we have to reconnect 20 feet higher. And that was the intention for that. So we have one at 260, which is where the platform is at, one at 280, and one at 300.
Okay.
Once we're at 300, well, the regular pumps should be taking care of that. Regular pumps should work up to 250, which doesn't give us a lot, but we have about 5 feet maybe.
Right.
And then at that point, we may then need to start putting in that diesel pump. And we did a request for funds for an electric pump.
Yes.
So that we're not having to purchase diesel on a monthly basis.
That would be expensive.
An expensive.
So what we're approving today, we've been submitted, so
Yeah.
USDA will then review. I mean, like I told the USDA, Mr. Gomez, he was very cooperative and very helpful. It's been 2 years since that emergency funding was approved for us, and we still can't get access to it.
I did send them the request for that track hole that we wanted,
Yeah.
and for the pumps, and then the response was to send me the plans, so then they'll have the plans, today.
Okay, well-
I just wanted to present to the court.
That's fine. No,
That's what we're
that's fine.
submitting, and then they'll have those plans, and then we should, on the purchase items, we should be able to just purchase. On the construction items, we'll put it out for bids, and then we do have funds to construct the platform. We have funds to put in the piping, we have funds to run down electrical wiring down and connecting to our generator, so that since it is a electric pump that we're proposing, it needs to kick in when there's a power outage to that generator. And then we do have for that track hole and for the the portable pump.
But Ralph, do you think we need to bring in a contractor right now to dredge that pad?
The way that the water's going down right now, that'd be a good idea.
I think it better be safe than sorry. Be prepared.
Can we use reimburse some of those funds in addition?
We might be able to, because we had initially requested to get reimbursed. I had put in a certain amount of funds for that item.
I know.
So if we've expended that, then we may have to use some.
Yeah,
There was a
right.
contingency, there was some contingency within the project. So we might be able to just dredge it and then be able to, I guess, pump. It may be like a day or two of work.
So Ralph, I wonder if you can send your crews to that rock pad, and on the south side where we dredge it, see how much depth we have and how much you need for your hose from the diesel pump to set it up. And what would you need, 3 or 4 feet at the most?
Yeah, I mean, we may be able to do it with one of our backhoes, and I know we have a couple of backhoes that we purchased, and so.
So just so water will flow in, and your hose will be floating, not stuck in the mud, so.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think we need to work on that, go see how much volume, how much depth we have on that pad, and start moving the pump down there. So you said the hoses, the outflow hoses, you ordered those to connect?
Yes, we have some ready. We're ordering 2 more, just so we have a little bit more length.
Okay. Yes, you
just
might be.
for backup, because, just have it there. So,
Okay.
the pump is there. I think it's parked on top already. The guys moved it. We haven't physically moved it down to the pad yet, but it's there.
Yeah, so
It's
we
like-
might wanna begin setting it up.
You mentioned earlier that it's right now, it's just a river. So you see the river, and you can see that it's like maybe 1,000 to 1,500 foot in width, but it's only like maybe 5 foot in depth in that area.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of silt, and sometimes maybe even less than 5 foot of depth.
Yeah.
So we may have like 3 foot. So you see the river flowing, and you see the width that it has, and it looks like it's much deeper. But then we've gone in with the boat, and we've checked the depth, and it's not.
Yeah, it's
not
stuck
a
in the
lot of
mud,
depth.
yes.
So that we'll coordinate with the
Okay.
waterworks to get
All
that
right.
cleaned out. That's, that was just,
No action, I mean.
no, it's just a report on the status of that project
Okay.
since we had discussed it.
Item number 22 is to review status on the fire station and the sheriff's office projects and,
Okay, so. So, on this one, Judge, I know that I presented at the last Commissioners Court meeting, and we may have to revise this, because if you're looking at that first page, you can see those circles, those are the trees that are out there, and then that's a monument, and, we are getting into one of those trees, or the roots of the tree that's closest. We were proposing a 14-foot, and may even need to go a little bit more than 14 foot, maybe 16 foot. So then that one tree that
is gonna be in the way.
yeah, one of the trees is gonna be in the way, so we either, don't extend there and we just remodel the offices, or we remove that tree and then we.
So that extra footage was gonna be for what, Richard?
We were gonna, if you go to the second page, Judge.
Offices.
You can see on, it does add, you have a reception area, you have 2 offices on the bottom, and then you would have an office on the top in the conference room. So then you would have, well, actually, you'd have 2 offices on the top, and then the reception area. You would have the sheriff's office, and you'd have the, I guess, the chief investigator and the HR chief or person, and then the chief deputy. And so then you would have those 3 offices there, immediate, 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top, and then the sheriff's office on the top, and then the conference room as well on the top.
Mr. Gonzalez, is an elevator required?
It is, being that it's a public building, I did request on that, and it would be required.
I don't think we wanna go that route with elevator contracts and, that extra cost of.
And that's why I brought it for presentation, because then we would, we may want to then, just, remodel the existing building.
I think that was the initial intent of the grant, was to remodel. I never heard any discussions of adding more space. I think let's revamp, renovate, and modernize the existing office is what the original.
And we can look at that and make some modifications on the existing. It is an existing, I guess, it's already an add-on on the space that's there.
Yeah.
From the old, I guess, sheriff's office.
Yes, yes.
And then, we would like to then, move, like currently the sheriff's office is in the middle of the building. We'd like to maybe, we'll sit down with the sheriff and the staff, but to see if, like, we can move it to maybe one of the corners and then put the chief's offices on the immediate adjacent, offices, and then maybe reorganize the interior layout and then, utilize the space a little better.
With the amount of money that we have available, I think that would probably, get more bang for the buck or whatever. But I think if we start adding to it, I think we'll exhaust our budget really quickly, and then not be able to modernize the existing building.
Right, I agree with that. You will have, the new addition would eat up a lot of the budget, especially with, I saw that we needed the elevator.
Yeah.
We were initially just gonna put the steps, but once we needed the elevator, that was gonna take, some,
We wouldn't be able to accomplish the initial intent of modernizing it.
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll go ahead and I'll get with the architect, and he sent us this for as a preliminary from our discussion we had, and we'll look at revising the interior offices, and we'll bring in another layout on the following meeting. And then I did have an invoice from them he had also provided a layout on the fire station, and I'll need to, meet with, Chief Aliaga and his staff to make sure that the layout that he provided is adequate to their needs as well. He sent an invoice for the sheriff's office at $7,500. His budget is, $100,000. The schematic design, he has 15%, and he's charging at this point half of the 15%.
That's fine.
$7,500, and then he has one for the fire station, for $11,250, and the same thing on the schematic design. It's the same budget, but the schematic design, he had 15%, he's charging 75% on the schematic design section. And that was for $11,250.
Judge, I make a motion that we approve the invoices for a total of $18,750.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza. The $7,500, we had obligated some funds from Operation Lone Star, so we just need to separate them. Of course, we'll separate. And, yeah, on the fire station, I think we're gonna have to pay that up front. We haven't received any funding from.
This is for Juan Romero Sanchez, correct?
Yes, for Juan Romero Sanchez.
JHS, yes, Juan Romero Sanchez.
And along these lines, Commissioners, you know, we as these projects get, you know, moving a little quicker, there are substantial payments that the county will be responsible for. I did reach out to our financial advisor, financial advisor, and he'll be coming in next month to give us some options on how we fund all our matching obligations that we've done for all of these projects. And
we've made some big commitments.
Yes, we've made some really big commitments, and we don't have the, I guess, the wallets to back them up right now. It'd be difficult for it. So we.
And some of it is reimbursable. You have to pay for it up front. So you're extending yourself before the money comes in. So
yes. I mean, these are smaller, but if they start in the construction phases,
yes.
We will be in a bind. So we'll be discussing on how we, you know, come up with the funds to match all these projects, which are, I think, very needed improvements in our community. So we'll find a way to get them built. Okay, thank you. We got a motion, a second, to approve these invoices. What's the name of the?
Juan Romero Sanchez.
Juan Romero Sanchez, the consulting architect. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Who did the second? Thank you.
Mendoza Solis.
We'll move on to item number 23, is to approve the use of Zapata County Pavilion on May 22nd, 2024 for the 8th grade banquet at 6:30 p.m.
Motion to
motion.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Yeah, the end of the school year.
Judge, I make a motion that we approve the consent items 25 through 27.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis, which includes the street light on 801 Fresno, and then some line item transfers. Motion seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Just FYI, Commissioner, we had an employee call me from your road and bridge, and I appreciate his interest. He drove it the night, mainly on 83 and 16, 496. He counted 24 streetlights that are out, and those are all county funded lights. I told him to go out there, tape them up, and take pictures of them, and we'll submit them, hopefully to get repaired, but I appreciate him going out there at night.
Yeah.
So, he did give me a call, and so we'll try.
The problem is that some of those might have already been reported, but.
Well, we report, there.
I've been requested lights since last year, and they haven't even.
AAP is slow, there's no doubt about it, yeah. But so we'll report them all, I just want to bring them to me. And,
we can do that.
Okay. We'll move on to item number 28, resolutions and proclamations. Resolution of the Zapata County Water Works requesting state fee and mandatory water use restrictions and approval of violations.
Motion to table on that.
Motion to table by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 29 is to approve the proclamation for Lupus Day.
Ms. Mata, in the audience.
Yes. Good morning, Ms. Flores.
Good morning.
Morning, ladies.
Morning.
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So we do have a proclamation here. You want to, I'll go ahead and read it. And
Yes,
then,
sir.
Whereas lupus is a severe and unpredictable autoimmune disease that can cause life-threatening damage to any organ in the body. Whereas lupus is a global health problem that affects millions of young women, men, and children of all nationalities, races, ethnicities, genders, and ages worldwide. Whereas there remains low public awareness and understanding of lupus symptoms and health effects relative to its significant impact on the lives of people with lupus. Whereas many primary care physicians are not fully aware of all the signs and symptoms of lupus, causing people with lupus to suffer for many years before they can obtain a diagnosis and begin treatment. Now therefore be it resolved that May 10, 2024 is hereby designated as Lupus Day, in which lupus organizations around the globe call attention to the need for increase in public health awareness. Yes,
Motion to
ladies, and
approve.
thank you for promoting this.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioner.
Any comments to the court?
No, we're really grateful that every time we do a health fair or do the maintain lupus awareness, we always get a lot of support from the community and from other programs here in Zapata.
Well, thank you, Ms. Flores, for everything. You are certainly active in our community regarding any services that our community can benefit from, and I appreciate that very much.
Yes, and I really want to give thanks to the ladies, the lupus committee, that they're always there getting involved. I mean, I can mention, and there's a lot.
Yes.
So, thanks for every single one of them.
Well, thank you for bringing awareness.
Thank you.
And we'll certainly vote and sign this proclamation.
Motion to approve it, Judge.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis, to approve the Lupus Day proclamation in Zapata County. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I think you have a time to take.
Yes, we have time to take pictures.
Motion to adjourn.
Yes, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza, but let's take a picture.